we will get started. Today, I'm planning to go over some of the data related stuff. How do you access data? How do you access files? And some advanced concept like caching, and how do you connect to the databases, and things like that. Okay, so we will follow the Streamlit documentation for most of our you know demo. Let me just open. I'll share my screen in a minute. Okay, let me share. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Hope you're able to see. I am in the Streamlit demo folder that we created last time. I believe I created a virtual environment called st underscore env. So let me go into the virtual environment. I don't remember whether it was st demo or st env, but let's see. I'm in that, and I created this demo project where we had the app.py had nothing, and inside pages we had many pages created based on the custom components or widgets that were available. So we will do the same. I will go into the demo project. Okay, so let's run that Streamlit app as it is. The command to run is Streamlit run app.py. So that will point to this app.py file. Okay, it's opening, and yeah, we see all our pages that we have created. Until media, I think last time we did. So let's go back and create more. Today we will talk about reading files and reading files as data frames and tables. So if any of you are aware of pandas is a Python library which is actually used to deal with data. Most of the data driven projects where you have to do some data mining algorithms, some data, you have to work with a lot of data. Panda is very useful package, so we will use that. If you are not aware of pandas, no worries. I mean, we are not going to go very much detail into that. We are just going to see how a data frame is nothing but a table. How we can show the data frame on the Streamlit, how we can do operations on the data frames, edit tables on the fly, and so on. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so it's open, and let me go here. I am in the project. I will create one more page. We will call it data frames. Dataframe.py. And as usual, we will import Streamlit. And we will also import pandas, which is the library we want, and we will call it PD. And we will give a title called data frame. So let's save it and see how is it appearing. So here it is. Okay, data frame. So now, I mean, we will use a normal CSV file, and we will try to read that file and display that as a table here. Okay. For that, let me see if I can open any CSV file. Okay. So there is one small table here. I will use it. I'll give so this is a CSV file or Excel file we will use here. Okay, let's go to, let's first what we will do, we will have a place where we can import this file. We can, we can provide an option to upload this file and then display that. So to upload a file, I think last time we saw that we'll do a main function. So inside main, let's do file or input file or input data equal to st dot. To upload a file, there is a widget called upload file. We will do that, and this is going to be an, this is going to be a data frame. So let's uh, what we will do is input df equal to pd. In pandas there is a read excel function that will just, if it is an excel file, it is going to read that excel file. I'll just do this, and if I do a st.write, it should write that in this place where we have. Okay, let's see, we will save it, and we will do always run when saving. Okay, so upload file is not available. Maybe it is. Let's go to the documentation. API reference, data, not data. Okay, I think it should be input widgets. File upload. Where is file upload? File upload. st.file uploader. It's not upload, it's uploader. Okay, file uploader. Save it, come back. Yeah, we have this. But there is a error that is showing. There is nothing available here, so that is why you are, this statement is actually executing. If you see, every time we save, so this statement got executed, and you have this displayed. There is a uploader available, and immediately this statement is being executed, which is like it is trying to read this value, which is input data. It will have data only when you upload the file. Until then, it is going to be none. So we are trying to read this as an Excel file, a none value as an Excel file, and that's why you are seeing this error. So let's mark it like, if you know input data is not none, then let's read it. Otherwise, we will not read it. So then this should solve that error. Yeah, now that error is gone. So let's upload a file. We can browse and go down, take this. Okay, so to use Excel, we need this another package called OpenPay Excel, which we will not use it now. We will find a CSV file. Actually, I'll save this as a CSV and read CSV. For CSV, you don't need a special package. Save as CSV dot CSV. Okay. So now this is available as a CSV file. So let me browse it again. Open this. Okay. Now the problem we are seeing is this is read Excel, but it is a CSV file. So we will do read CSV. So this is as simple. You just uploaded the file, you read the file as a CSV, and when you are just write for anything you can do a write, it will automatically find out what is a type of the input that you are giving. You don't even have to say write as a text, write as a a table or anything, or data frame or anything. But it will determine that this is a data frame, and it will display it like a table. You can see that the data is available. And there are some other ways also to display this. So you can do like a st data frame input df. This is again going to do the same thing. This is also equivalent to doing a write, and you can do st dot table This will give in a a formatted table thing. So this way you can do. And there are ways where you can customize showing this. For example, if there are boolean values, you can say check marks and other things. Those things can be done, so I'll not go in detail into that, but these are the options available to display a data. Okay, so let's comment this out. And you can actually edit the data from here itself. For example, you may have some applications where you want to display data, allow the user to make some modifications in this table itself, and save that, right? So for that, there is a widget called uh, data frame editor. Okay, so we will say edited data, edited df equal to st.data editor and input df, and let's write that edited df. You can see that here. So this is the edited editor that you're seeing, and that automatically gives you an option to edit things. Here it says you can edit it. I can just click on it and say something, and automatically it changes here. I don't know if this is reflecting the right way, but yeah, it is on the screen. And to I say here, it is just rearranging because I have a order mentioned here. If I don't do that, it will not come, and automatically it displays here. So this way you can you don't have to create a UI where you provide option, list as a table, provide option to edit like HTML editor and all. You just give two, one is a read and one is just do data editor. Automatically, this edited data is going to have the edited data, and input data is going to remain the same. And you can manipulate as much you want and then automatically save it. So this is very helpful in terms of whenever you have huge amount of data and you want to just work on the table as it is without worrying about the display of the table and all. This is very helpful. So this is data frames. Any questions here? We will see any other points that we want to cover in this. Okay, data frame. So data editor, yeah. You can specify the width, the height of each column. You can actually mention how each column should look like, because there may be some fields which is a text field that you want bigger. There may be some fields that you want in a particular color and so on. You want to disable few fields. There are options available as parameters that you can pass to this data editor, and you have the examples given in this documentation. You can go through that and see to play around with this. Did we miss anything else? Okay. And okay, in this there is something called here you don't have an option to add a row. If you actually put a number of rows equal to dynamic along with this, I think you can add new rows to that as well. Let's try that. Close bracket. Yeah. So now you see another plus symbol appearing on the bottom, which is like you can add rows to that. New row, new value, and you can do that from this plus button also, which is like you can use either here or there is a plus button appearing here when you say dynamic rows. That way it gives you option to add new rows. Okay, that's all. And so this way you can actually you can provide configuration of the column, which column should be what, and if you want to provide any minimum maximum values or any validation within that itself, or you want to provide a format in which you want to appear the data, all this is possible. just by giving column configuration within the df. So this is the syntax. You can do that. And if you want to disable a few columns, not allowing user to update any column, you just want to allow only updating few columns, you can use disabled and specify the columns in which you want to disable, and so on. You can see that here. Yeah. And it is possible to display like this. Images can be displayed, name, age, and this is a checkbox. This is a graph, uh, and this is a URL. A lot of many different ways you can display data, and these are all simple ways of just saying, okay, provide a configuration for each column that will automatically display it there. You just say what you want, and the UI, it takes care of everything. Okay.
Can we apply formatting?
You can apply formatting. That's kind of an advanced thing, I would say, where you can actually apply css for anything. Okay, custom css you can write and you can apply that class. That is possible.
Okay. Thank you.
But that's not the actual intention of Streamlit. Streamlit is not to create actual applications where you have full control over the visual appearance of your applications. Streamlit is meant for quick development without worrying much about the UI, because they provide you all the standard UI definitions of different widgets, and you just plug and play that. You focus on your development of your functionality and showcasing that, instead of thinking the user interface and doing a lot of css stuff and things like that. That's you can still do that. I just want to emphasize that this is meant for people who are building POCs, who want to quickly build something and bring it to the market, have it tested by their customers and so on. Yeah. Okay. So any other questions, guys, before we go to the next topic?
So, Prem, the column configuration is specific to particular column, or it will be applied to all columns?
It's specific to a particular column. For example,
Okay.
we will do a column configuration. Let's say this, we have two columns, right? And let's do column config, and we just say name as text column, and it will provide the name, the title as name, and a helper. Let's see what's happening. I've not tried that. Okay, here. So this, we will add a. Let's do one thing. Let's add a new column with all true values. Okay. Input df. I'm adding. Let's say result equal to true. I'll put true in all places, and this is going to add one more column to this. Yeah, you can see it as a check mark. Let's say I want to change this check mark to something else, right, in the display or in the editor. We can do like result as a your column config result. It says checkbox column, so it will be a checkbox, and I'll change the name to something else. Okay, I'll change the name to my result. Then it's going to just put my result here, and it is giving you a help. That's a result of that person. The help is appearing there. Like this, you can add many configurations. So this is applied only to this result, and it is not applied to this fields. You get the point, I believe, right?
Yes, Prem.
Okay. Thank you. So let's move on. Do we have anything else on the widgets? We covered, right? We covered text. We covered. We will see data elements. We covered data frame. We covered data editor, column configuration. We covered, and there are many ways you can represent a column as, like, all these things that you have seen as graphs and all. There are items available. You can do an image column, link column, list column, and many different things as column configurations. Table. There's something called metric. Okay, let's see metric. Metric is like, you can give a label and it'll appear like where is it? There is no example. Okay, it'll appear like this. We'll try one. We'll take this one. I'll comment this out. Sorry. st.metric. It just appears. So what you see here is temperature is the title here, and whatever you want to give as a main focus on the metric, that is here, and whatever you want to give as a up arrow, down arrow thing, that will appear here. You can customize this as well. Just to give a specific metric, highlighting some values around some prefix and suffix values. This is helpful. Okay, like that. You can also provide a table. We have seen that JSON also you can provide. If it is JSON data, then you can actually display it as a JSON. Even this data frame, you should be able to display as a JSON. Let's see. st.json. I'm not sure if this will work. We may have to convert it to JSON before displaying it as JSON, but let's see. We need the file to be input. Okay, now it will. No, this is Excel. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, it says it should be a valid JSON property. So we will try to convert it to a JSON first before edited df to JSON. So that is just two JSON. This is on the pandas thing. So you can convert a data frame to a JSON just by giving two JSON, and we will use that value in the here. And now you can see that it is displaying as JSON here. Got it? And you can play around with the JSON by expanding, closing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have seen JSON. Chart elements. I'll not go deep into charts because it's mainly you have the data, you can plot it anyway. There are some libraries like matplotlib, plotly. Many things are available. You can if you are aware of that, or if you are working on that, it will be very helpful. And just by looking at the documentation, you should be able to do that. So I'll not go deep into the chart element now. Inputs are the main important things. We have seen all that, I believe. Media, I believe we have seen audio, image, logo, and video. Did we see audio and all last time? Not sure. I think we did, right?
Yes,
let,
Prem.
let me see. Media inputs, we have camera, audio, we have done. Yeah, okay. So there are a few things like logo and all. Logo and image we have seen. Only video we have not seen yet. So video, you can just put any video files or even YouTube video links you can put. That should work. Let's try that. My video is equal to, okay, we'll put a YouTube video. I will directly give it. I'll go to media. Okay. I'll comment this out. I'll comment this out as well. I'm not sure if YouTube video will work here, right? It will not work because it may be blocked, right?
Yes, Prem.
Okay.
It will not
So,
work.
but you get the point. You can get the. Let me try to get a link at least and see some YouTube links. We will see. No, it won't even go to YouTube, I believe. Okay, let's forget it. But you can give a link, or even you can point to a video file from your. Let's do one thing. I may have some video files. Let me take this. Okay, I'll take this one and upload as my video. Okay, I don't need this. I'll change this to my video. Yeah, and let me go here. Browse videos. Yeah, it's appearing. So you can play the video, you can expand, do anything. So very easy way to just start playing. Yeah. Okay. I will close it. And there is something called logo. That logo will appear on top of your screen. So logo equal to um, it automatically giving some image. I don't know if this image exists or not, but let's you know st.logo logo. Okay. So this is appearing here as an image. Okay, the image passed to is invalid is what it is saying. Maybe we can pass something else. I will take an image from here and my image. So I'm giving st.logo as my image. We'll try to give some image and see what's happening. Okay, this is an image I'm taking, and you see that here. It's white, so you may not be able to see perfectly. Let me find out something else. Okay, I'll use my photo. You see my photo appearing here as a logo. So it's a default place where it puts a logo. You can change the location of the logo where you want to appear, but that's something readily available for you to place a logo on your application. Okay. Okay. So layouts, I believe we have seen columns, containers, dialogues, all these things. I think we have seen already. I believe, right? Yeah. And chat elements, um, chat input, chat message, it will just appear like uh, a chat with some chat formatted styling. Okay, so let's see chat input. This will appear like this. You can it appears like in any chat bot, wherever you can say something and there is an arrow mark. It's just a styling. And chat message, it will appear like a message which will give you like this. If you are a human, it will give like this. If it is a based on the role, if it is a assistant, or if it's coming from the assistant of OpenAI or anything, you can use assistant as the role. Then that will give like this, like a robo thing. and so on. Something called a status. What does it? I have not used. Okay, status is to show some loading and updated status, right? Like a progressing thing. You can use that as well. We will see how to use that. I have not used status. So st.status label expanding expanded is equal to false, state is running. So you can just set the these, if you when you set the state to running, it will be showing as running, and when you set the status to complete, it will mark as complete. You can do that by, if you want to show some progress, and until, once the progress is complete, you want to mark that as complete, you can just set the state here, and it should work. So here you can see here, with status, it is starting to do. And finally, are they setting anything? Okay, when you click the button, I believe it will okay, let's do. Okay, what is happening is the status automatically sets to completed once this function is complete. So this function is doing, it's writing this. At that time, it will say downloading data. This is what is given here. And then it sleeps for 2 seconds, so 5 seconds or 4 seconds. After 4 seconds, this function is complete, or this process is complete, and automatically the status of that is set to completed, and you see this here. So if we increase it to let's say 10, it will stay for 10 seconds, like that, and then it will do. If I rerun, this button is going to rerun this entire app, and again the status will set to uh, in progress, and then another 10 seconds will happen. So that's the idea. So any process, any function you want to put and show the status of that function running, you can just wrap it under the status. For example, you know I will say, we'll do the same thing. We'll do this as a function, def sample function, and I'll put this. And let's say this is a database connection, or some API that is running for a few seconds, and you want to show that's in progress, right? Um, let's say 5 seconds we will give, and after that you are going to get, and you are going to return something. So you can assume that this is going to take five. This function is going to take 5 seconds, and it's going to return some data, right? So let's say return done. So with status, we will say running function, and then we will do this sample function, and then it's going to return what? It's going to return done. So I will say response, assuming this is a API call, and write the response. And time is not imported, we will import time. Okay, so see, it's running. After 5 seconds, it, that's complete, and it's marked complete. There is a exception here because of something else, which is okay, the logo and all. Okay, comment this out. It's running, and it's completed, and we should actually put this response outside, then you will see that response done, displayed. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, just give me a minute, I'll bring my power card. I'm running out of power, sorry about it. Thanks, Vimal, for the power cut. Okay. So hope you're still able to see my screen being shared. Okay. You get the point of status. And there are many things like, success, info, all these things we have already seen. So we will not see that again. Spinner is something similar to status. So you just put anything on the spinner, it will do a spinner for you. And once that is over, it will disappear. And toast is like, a warning toast that you can give. You can give any thing, see, it will appear like a red toast or a green toast in whatever way you want. You can use that. There are a few things like balloons and fun things. If you click balloons, if you put balloons, it will just where is it? It will run some balloon on the screen. Sorry guys, I think I got disconnected because the power did not work well. It's now fine. Sorry. Are you still able to see my screen?
No, Prem.
Not able to see my screen.
Yes, Prem.
Okay. Sharing now.
Yeah, Prem.
Okay. So like balloons is like, just running some balloons on your screen. Snow is like, snowing. All these things are, simple fun things. Okay. We'll go into some important concepts here. There are two, three things that I wanted to discuss. One is caching and state and secrets, connections and secrets. So caching. So caching has two caching things. Okay. Usually we will want to cache some data that we have got. Let's say we are running a function or we are calling an API, and that API is going to give you some data. And let's assume that API is not going to change for the data that you are asking. If you send a request the same way, the response is going to be the same. It is not going to change over time. If that is the case, then it is not required for you to call that API again and again with the same data, wait for it to give the same data, right? So at that time, what you can do is you can wrap your function with this st cache data. So then what it will do is, if that function, whatever parameter it takes, if that is same, if it already got executed with that function, then it is going to cache that, and it's going to return the data that it got for that. If you change any of the parameters, then it's going to run the function. I mean, it's going to call whatever API that is available inside and fetch you new data. But if this is not changing, then this function is not going to call anything that is inside. It will just return the data that it already cached. So that's the use of st.cache data. And there is something called cache resources. Cache resources is to cache anything that is not a data. It may be a machine learning model that you have downloaded and that's available on your RAM for you to execute. There is some database connection that you have established and you want that to cache. So these are some elements for caching resources. So depending on whether what you want to cache, you can use the decorator cache data. So we can see some examples. So whatever is cached, that you can use it, um, by giving st dot session state. No, sorry. Caching is for that, and managing state, you can actually put some values into the state, that is called session state, and then use it anywhere in your application, without losing that data that you want. It is like, in the browser you have some state available, right? Internal storage available for your browser. The same way you can use that. And you can also use some query parameters. You can use the from the browser. If you want to take the query parameters on the browser link URL bar, then you can use st.query parameters. Okay, we will see caching first. I'll create a new file. Okay, import Streamlit. We'll do some function. We'll load data, and in this case we will read something from the file itself, something from the local folder. Okay, read CSV file from the data folder. Okay, so this code, what it's going to do is it is going to read from this local data folder. It's going to create a TF and return that, right? So let's create a folder like that. CS data is a folder, and we will create a new file, data.csv, and in this, let's say a comma b 1 comma 2. So this is the CSV file. Let's do this, and we will do a main, and let's see what's happening. And pandas I need to import.
Pandas import.
Yeah, I'll go here. Okay, I'm here. Cache. No such file or directory data. Maybe it should be inside the pages, because this file is actually in the pages. So let me move that. Data.csv. Okay, let me ask cursor here. I'm trying to access the file from data folder, which is in the same folder as the script, but I am getting, what is the error I'm getting? File not found error. So it's a glimpse of how we can use cursor, which will be our next session, to resolve any problems that we encounter, right, without going to Google. Which says the error is because the path of the data file is being interpreted as an absolute path, the root, rather than it says, okay, give it like this. Okay, I'll apply this. Okay, let's see that result. No, maybe I should put it above that. It still doesn't work. It says use pathlib. First let me see if this is working. Yeah, it worked actually. I just put it in the main folder, and I gave this, and it resolved. So this is how powerful cursor is. If you don't have to scratch around and find for anything, you should be able to get answer to whatever issues that you are facing then and there, and you can fast track your development. So that will be our next session. I'll be going over cursor in depth, but there's a small glimpse. Okay, so this is appearing here. So we wanted to cache it, right? So let's say we will do so yeah, okay, and we will do st dot rerun or st dot button refresh or and we will on click lambda. So let's say okay with sorry guys, with st dot, okay, no, sorry, if st dot button, we will do or we will just rerun, which is like it is going to rerun this main function, which is going to call this function, and that's going to read again and do. It's not right. st dot rerun. Okay, so I have introduced a button called refresh that will call this function and do the same thing. Okay, so we do that. It's actually running again and giving that. So let's do a time lapse here. So let's say this is going to take 5 seconds to show that. Okay, it has taken 5 seconds and then only it is loading. Okay, and for a better thing, let's put it under spinner st with st dot spinner. Okay, so you can see if this function is running, it is going to add a spinner, it is going to read the file, it is going to stay for 5 seconds, and then only it's going to return this data frame. That's what it's supposed to happen, right? So you can see that. Okay, after 5 seconds, okay, I did not click refresh. Now if I do refresh again it's going to do that. Why 2 times it is running? I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's say this is running like this. Now if I do at st.cache data, it is not going to run once again even if I click refresh. So let's do a refresh. You see that that was not running because it just returned the data as it is. Okay, and let's say uh, sleep time, I'm going to give it as an input. Okay, sleep time is equal to is what I'm going to give as an input, and sleep time this time. Okay, st dot number input. The sleep time I will say I'll get it as an input and then try to run this. Every time the input remains the same, it should not rerun it again, right? If I change the input, again it should run and give me the data. It's 5, and let's do that. It's not running because it already had 5. If I change it to 4, the sleep, the input has changed, so it's running for that amount of time and giving. If I click refresh again, it's not going to run because it just returned the same thing because the input has not changed. Now if I do 5 again, it's not going to run because it already got 5. It had the data for 5, now it has the data for 4. But if I give 1, it's going to rerun. It ran. Okay, if I do a refresh, it's not going to. So this, you get the point. As long as you want to maintain the say save the time for running a function for the same input, if the output is not going to change, you can use this cache data. If the input is going to be new on that session, then it's going to run it and give it. If not, it's not going to run it and give it. Any questions here? Okay. And connecting resources, I'm not sure if I can demo that. I don't have any database to connect and show you, but that's similar to uh, cache data. You can assume how what is going to happen. It is going to, once the connection is established, that connection is going to remain the same. It's again a return. It's a return of some object or some reference that is going to persist. Okay. Yeah. And going to session state. So variables we have seen like that. If you want to maintain some session state which can be accessed by different parts of your application, then that is that is what is session state. Let's do something here uh, in this page. So we are now in this cache page. Let's do. We have to first define it, or declare it if it is not available. So if it's again giving sleep time is not in session state, so this is how I can define. I can say session state of sleep time is 5, this or 0. I can define it this way, and down the line when I'm getting an input, I can say st dot session state is equal to, this is the input I got, and I will be storing that here. And if I run that with this data, this is going to execute. Okay, so let's try that again, and we can print the values here. St dot write session state sleep time. Sleep time in session state. Okay, you see that it's updated here already. I do that too. Okay, the session state is updated too. So let's see if it is available in anywhere in this application. Let's go to 8 data frames and just say we'll go to some other page, a small page. Let's go to the text input. St dot session state, no, st dot write st dot session state. What is the value we stored? It was sleep time. Let's see if this value is appearing on that page. Let's go to text element. You see that sleep time is state, value is 2, that's appearing. So across pages you can carry data like this. That's the intent of session state. Even though you are in different pages, where the variables that you will be having in those pages are specific to those pages, but if you want to carry your data to across different parts of your application, you can use session state. Okay, any questions on this? Query parameters, I think this is what you can get from the browser. I've not used it. Let's see what is coming in. Let's try to print and see what's coming. Okay. st dot query parameters get sleep time. So if query parameters are available, then I think we will get something. Query param sleep time is equal to, and we'll print that. Just print it. Right. Okay. we did that. So it says there is none. Okay. So for example, let's put a query parameter here, right? Sleep time is equal to 10. Okay, I put a query parameter in the URL, and you can see that it's coming. It's red here. Okay, so this is mainly helpful when you are dealing with query parameters in the URL, capturing data, passing some data from your you are giving some link with query parameters to somebody and want to access that in your application. Use this. Okay. Any questions on this? So these are really important when you are dealing with building applications. So cache data, cache resource, session state, query parameters, we have seen. Okay, and then the next important item is connections and secrets. So connections is basically connecting to your databases. So there are many different ways you can connect. You can connect to SQLs. You can connect to many third-party applications, AWS connections, and a lot of different ways. So I think you can read the documentation, and get that connection done. It's very one-line code of doing that and giving. When you are connecting, you might have to give the credentials for it, user ID and password, or any API key or anything that you use to connect your database or other third-party services. You may have to just give it, and the connection will be maintained. That's that. And secrets is like environment variables in any other applications. In Python, we have like environment variables. In JavaScript, we will have like again environment secrets or something. The same way you can just use secrets here. The way to have the secrets is in your application. You just have to on the main application, right? You just have to create a folder called secrets, or oh, sorry, not folder. It's a secrets dot uh, toml file, I believe. Secrets dot toml. And yeah, secrets.io is an optional file you can define for your working directory or environment. You can just put like streamlit slash secrets.toml, and when you run, these secrets will be accessible. All these secrets will be available for you by specifying like this st.secrets database. So we can specify, let's say, API key equal to something. This is a secret, I have it here. And if I want to access the secret in anywhere in my application, I can do like API key equal to st.secrets.api key, and you can use that. That is available anywhere in your application. Let's say no secrets found, valid paths for a toml file. It is secrets toml secrets. Oh, sorry. So it should be inside dot streamlit slash secrets. I'm sorry. So here I need to create a folder called dot streamlit, and then move this secret file into that. Okay, now it's available. So it should be, yes. So we got that value available on the secrets. So when you are uploading, right? If you are deploying this, you should make sure you are going to eliminate or ignore this in from your environment files. Okay, uh, because these are secrets, you should not be pushing it to your Git repository and all, and you have to be very careful there. Okay, and let's see what else. connections, fine. And there are many custom components people have built, like um, HTML, iframes, and other many third-party applications are available, which are accessible through st.components. They are not direct components of Streamlit, but they have a package called components, with in which many new components will be custom components will be added that you can use. If you just have to use st.components and then give the component data. And this is not the only list. There's a lot of third-party components that are available. You can see that in the other sections, I believe. There is a bigger section for components, custom components. Okay, and utilities. What is this? Cookies and headers. So if you want to make any create any cookies or headers, these things can be useful. um, and help, I think it is going to give you help about these things. Like any other programming language, you have help. Rendering HTML, you can, we have seen this. Okay. Okay, I believe that's all from building an app standpoint. You know how to use the components, widgets. You know how to build multiple pages, so you can create multiple pages, and you can navigate between pages. Let's see, we have seen navigation or not. Layouts, you can create any layout on your pages. And you can use secrets, you can use caching, you can use database connections, and basically for creating an application with access to third party APIs, access to databases, um, uh, whatever you want to create an actual application, you have all the information covered. Now it is a point of deploying, right? So how do you deploy this to anywhere, so that you can actually run it on a different server, or you can run it on cloud, where you can make use of Streamlit cloud itself. If you are creating a personal project and you want to share that with anybody, for testing or anything, you can use Streamlit cloud itself. They provide an option to deploy. So we will see that in a minute. And before that, let's see the navigation. Okay, so there is you can actually, looks like you can switch pages programmatically by giving switch page. Let's try that. So I'm in let's go to cache. So here, if st dot button, I'll put a button that says go to page one. Go to page one. Is it hearing what I'm saying? I said page one, and it gave page one in this thing. And st dot switch page one text element. Let's see if it is working. I have not tried these things, guys, so that's why I'm saying we will try. Okay. Okay, this button is appearing here. Let's click. No, could not find one text element. Must be the file path relative to the main script. Yes, it is. Only the main app and files in pages directory are supported. Yes, they are. So one text element is in the pages. So this is also in the pages. The switch page. Should I give .py? No. Okay. I'm not sure what is going wrong. Probably I'll ask cursor. I'll select this. The error occurs because which page requires the path relative to the main script and for the pages. Okay, it's suggesting pages slash. Okay, do this to like pages slash. So instead of giving the actual name here without the pages, I have to give it like this. And let's see if it works. Okay. Yep, that works. Okay. So from here, if I want to navigate, I can directly do that by giving switch page. So this is a easy navigation from any page to any page. Cool. And there is something called navigation. I believe this is a configuration in multi-page application. If you want to club few things, a few pages as different things, we can do that, I believe. So this logout setting, these are all different pages. These are all sections of that page. We can configure like that, I believe. Let's go into that and see. Example, title. So navigation page 1 and page 2 rerun. So it is going to give like this. Okay, without creating anything on the as a page folder. Let's say, I think without having a pages folder, you just want to have something within as a new app. Let's try this one, right? Let's try, I'm not going to put now in the pages folder. I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to say one new page dot py, and let's create one more, two second page dot py. Okay, now in the app they're saying you can say this like this. So st.page, this is going to be one underscore new page, and this is going to be two underscore second page. If I do that, I believe I should get, if I go to this app, unable to create page, the file on could not be found.
You're referring to one
Name
text
incorrect.
element.
Sorry.
You're referring to one text element dot py
Oh,
instead of
Name incorrect.
one page.
okay, yeah, thank you. Yes. Okay, now in this case what happens is it is creating pages here. It has ignored now the pages folder. So there are two ways you can create pages. By creating a pages folder, you can add pages, or you can simply add pages here and reference here as navigations from that pages. So if inside this page, if I give something else, probably I can. So this will help you to not have the same navigation for all the pages. Depending on what page you want, you can provide the navigations and the sidebar, so that it will be specific to those pages. You can still add a sidebar which is common to everything. That is also possible, but this is another way of creating pages navigation. Okay, yeah. So that's good. And yeah, more information about that. Page link is just giving a link to the page and you can navigate there. That's all. Okay. And deployment. Let's try to cover the deployment. I'm not going to demo the deployment, but I'll tell you what needs to be done. So you need to actually, let's say we will go to the Streamlit cloud. Okay. Let's try to deploy it from here. There is a button called deploy, which is like if you can directly deploy this application to Streamlit's cloud. But that is possible only if you have a Git repository defined. You already, if this app is in a Git repository from where Streamlit can pull the code, then that is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. So you should, if you are planning to deploy this, you should actually create a Git repository and have this, project inside the Git repository. Then you should be able to do that. If you click on deploy, you will get many other, many three different options. Let's say if you are going to use this free one and click deploy, which is unable to deploy because your code is not in the GitHub repository. So you can just create a Git repository, add your code, and then if you have that, it is going to give you options. Okay, it's going to log into your Git and say select the repository that you want to deploy. You will just give the select the repository that you want to deploy, and it's automatically going to deploy that. So whatever is running in your application, in your local machine, that will deploy in Git server. So not Git server, Streamlit's cloud server. Uses, you probably might need to create, like how you created the virtual environment. You may have to create requirements.txt file where all the dependencies can be placed, and then you can, that those dependencies will be installed in the server inside Streamlit Cloud. The same thing with respect to if you want to deploy in, you can even create a Docker container out of it, and just deploy the Docker container to any server, AWS or Azure or any server that you are having, and just manage it by yourself. So there are many different ways, but deploying to Streamlit Cloud for easy sharing of your application to the world is very, very easy. I have actually created, let me show how that looks like. Let me go here and yeah, so I deployed something like this, and it will not be always available. Yeah, now it is available, but sometimes what will happen is it will be going into sleep mode, and then it will take some time for it to wake up. It's a small app I created for OpenAI tutorial. Probably when we have the tutorial, I will use this application to demo. So this is how it looks once you deploy. Whatever you develop, that will be available, and anybody can access that. Um, and the secrets and all, you need to manage that specifically. So make sure you don't share anything on your Git repository if you are creating Git repositories with Streamlit apps. If you are, let's say, if you are using your AWS account user ID and password or API keys, and if you are moving that to a Git repository, then automatically AWS will identify that and block your account, because the keys cannot be shared in any public repositories or any repository as such. So be very careful. Okay, so that's all I wanted to cover. Um, so it'll be very helpful, or fruitful if you can try to install those, try to um, uh, play around with this, and then next steps will be easier. It will be good to discuss any advanced things after that. um, so other than that, I think I have covered all the things that is necessary for you to get started and what it can do. And basically, you want to create your own page, or you want to bring or visualize your idea into an application that can be shared to anybody in the world immediately. So today you get an idea, tomorrow you create this, share it. That's possible. And your client comes and tells you that, hey, I have this need. What is your idea on this? You will have your imagination and idea to work it out. You can use this tool to demonstrate many of your ideas the way you want. Feel free to reach me for any help if you're going into that mode, and if you're trying to use it. Initially, if you may have some difficulties in setting up and other things, I should be able to help you. Okay, yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.